And now we can really kind of dig into this guide. Um, for now, I'm just going to. I'm still going to keep the magazine here. I'm going to worry more about uh, the other. I'm going to worry more about the other memory points first that I need. Just reading the log console, make sure none of that's me. Okay, let's open up the vanilla AK. Alright, so bones, memory points, whatever they call them in Reforger now. This is going to be this portion of the tutorial. Adding these snap points is important for things like you saw in game there with um, the muzzle flash being in the wrong location, the magazine initially being in the wrong location. Bohemia utilizes these snap points and slots in order to make reference points for other prefabs so that things connect into the right spot. Um, so we're going to build ours to the same standard. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. I don't know what COM AK-74 is. I don't think it's meant to be there. It serves no function. So that one I'm not going to copy. But we're going to go through and we're going to add all these other memory points. The barrel chamber, which you can see back here, this is the point. This is where the barrel meets the chamber. Barrel muzzle, where the barrel meets the muzzle. The eye is going to be from you just staring right down the sights. Magazine, this is going to be the point where the magazine is going to connect to. It's usually somewhere near the front of the mag well. You can see this isn't necessarily touching it, but if I open up the magazine for the AK-74, you will see that this has a snap point called snap weapon that's not exactly touching the magazine, but this point in the 3D space of here is the same point as that. So I leave the magazine on so that when I place a point there, a point in which these two are connected, I will just duplicate said point and also include it on the magazine asset whenever I'm ready to create that. So yes, that's the magazine point, same as slot magazine. Slot optics is going to be where optics connect for these AK platforms. It's usually a dovetail mount. This one doesn't have it, but I will be putting one on for my dovetail mount. And then under barrel, that's in case we were to connect like a grenade launcher to it. In the case of us, we don't have to worry about that. Grenade launcher cannot be connected to an AKS-74U, or at least mine won't. And snap hand left and snap hand right, if I recall, are important for weapon mounting. So you're going to need those too. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that right now. Okay, so I also want to note right here, uh, don't need anything for slot bayonet. I haven't seen an AKS-74U with a bayonet, at least not the same one that Bohemia would be adding. So, like, I don't think an AKM bayonet can fit onto an AKS-74U. So I'm not going to worry about that one. Uh, Same with flashlight. I mean, even with them, it's just kind of thrown into a random location, and I don't even think they're planning on like weapon-mounted flashlight support. So I'm not going to do that one either. But I will do optics and the snap positions. Okay, so I think for the most part that's all of the snap points and slots that I need. I do need one slot extra for the slot muzzle for whenever suppressors are given official support. Okay, I'm just going to keep that in the same position as barrel muzzle. And to be honest, you could have just used the barrel muzzle slot point or snap point, but again, I'm trying to keep it as close to the BI version as I can. Okay, so another thing that we need to keep in mind, we've done the slot and snap points, still haven't cut out the magazine and compensator just yet. But what I can do, and probably what I will do, is just hide those objects since I have them selected as objects. And when I export, I will just export. I will just export as, or I will export visible objects. So it's really the same as splitting them up and giving them their own blend file and everything. LOD naming. Okay, so I need to put the LOD 0 suffix on all of my objects. Really simple. LOD 0. And just do that for all of the objects that are part of your weapon model. In some cases, your whole weapon model might be one object. I kept mine split up because I don't know. I mean, I could combine them. It's not a big deal. It's really up to you. This is helpful because, I mean, right now this whole collection kind of looks messy. One of the good things about Infusion tools is you have this sort objects button here, and based on your naming conventions up here, it will sort everything out for you. So if you see, it put all of my memory points, threw them into a separate collection and hid that collection for me. I can bring it back up and down whenever I want. Same with LOD 0. Threw all of the things that were in LOD 0 right in there. If I had more LODs and I named things LOD 1, LOD 2, LOD 3, blah blah blah, when I click sort objects, it will put them in the appropriate collections also. So very handy, keeps the workspace nice and tidy. This is what I just went through with the adding the plane axis and stuff like that. That's how we created all the memory points. We added all of these. We didn't add something for iron sight front and back. Mainly because, yes, it's not a Picatinny mounted thing, but that does kind of come in handy when you're doing the zeroing generator. For now, I'm going to leave that, and I'll probably create the colliders